Come on in. Come on in. Come on in, good people. Thanks for hitting that like button. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. I do appreciate it. Y'all come on in. Come on in. Happy Monday. Come on in. Come on in. For the couple that hit that like button, I appreciate you. Thank you. For the others, if you don't mind, getting us up in the act. There we go. We got another one getting us up in the algorithm. If you don't mind hitting that like button, I would greatly appreciate it. Thanks. We're going to have some conversations today. See if we can clear some things. Daz, hey, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? See if we can clear some things up. I've had some questions about some things, and we feel like it is important to make sure that people have accurate information. Um, when you have the right information, there is no need for anyone to go and repeat inaccurate information if you have the right information. So we're just gonna clear a couple things up. We're gonna clear a couple things up tonight, and hopefully you guys will get something out of it. Um, hopefully, but just to give some people an understanding of some words that may be used, some words that may be misused, um, miscommunicated, words that could be put out there to give people a false sense of reality. And we just want to make sure that you guys have the correct information. Hey, Teresa, how you doing, girl? How you doing? How you doing? Happy Monday. Happy Monday. So we're gonna make sure you guys get some good information um, tonight, specifically for those that may have anyone possibly coming after them with threatening type behaviors. I'm Hilda Land. How you doing? How you doing? Just to give people a realistic view at what some of this stuff means and what it absolutely does not mean. Um, and maybe it can put some of this stuff to rest. So um, the few that are in here, again, if you don't mind hitting that like button, I would greatly appreciate it. You know, so we can go ahead and have this conversation. I'm gonna try not to be on here long. Um, and we're going to try to stay on task with this whole thing. We're going to get into some of this ridiculousness because there is, as always, a lot of it going around. It seems to be quite contagious at times. So let's get into it. First thing before I get started, let me just say if you did not check out my community page today, people go check out my community page so you can see the precious bundle of joy that my family, my brother, and his friend have been blessed with. Our little Nyla Sherelle is here and she is a cutie. You hear me? So, congratulations to them on that. That's my little stanker. That's my little stanker. So, yeah. Okay, guys. So, we're going to talk about a few things, but what I want to get into first is hijacking. Because I want people to understand what that is because a lot of people are hearing this word or seeing this word, and a lot of people don't understand exactly what it means. I don't know if the people that are using the term actually understand what it means. Now, when you're speaking on certain things, especially if you're trying to come from a legal or a criminal standpoint, if you're going to put certain phrases out there, you need to make sure um, or ensure that those terms are being used in the correct manner because otherwise it makes you look foolish because so let's just get into a couple things real quick. So the first thing that I want to do is give you guys a definition. That's what we're going to start off with, because I don't want to just give you my opinion on something. I want to give you an actual definition so that we can start this conversation with facts. It's not about what I think. It's not about what you think. It's not about what other people think. It's about factual, actual information on what certain terms mean. So let's start here. So the first thing that we are going to do, if you can see here, the search term that is in here is hijacking and investigation. As you can see, as we go down here, there is nothing. There's nothing for hijacking and investigation as far as relevancy and what it means. So what I'm going to do is take this investigation, I'm going to take that out, and I'm going to put hijacking a case. Again, as you can see, as far as actual hijacking a case, there is no such thing. What it does is it gives you definitions of hijacking. It gives you a particular case that deals with hijacking. So what I wanted to do is go into this now. You have something that is called cyber hijacking. I want to break these things down to you because I don't like when people are being lied to and being led astray. So we're going to make sure y'all get this information today. Cyber hijacking. This is what we're going to get into real quick. Okay. This is cyber hijacking, or computer hijacking is a type of network security attack in which the attacker takes control of computer systems, software programs, and or network communications. A wide range of cyber attacks rely on hijacking in one form or another, and similar to other hijackings such as airplane hijackers or criminals seizing control of an armored transport vehicle, cyber hijacking is often but not always highly illegal with severe consequences for both the attacker and the victim. Hey Kimmy, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? And Karib, hey, how you doing? How you doing? Okay, so you have different types of cyber hijacking. Thank you, Karib. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You have browser hijacking, you have session hijacking, you have domain hijacking. Somebody tries to take over your domain, take control of your domain. Somebody tries to take control of your browser. Somebody tries to take control of your actual session that you have coming in. Thank you, Kimmy. You have clipboard hijacking, internet protocol hijacking, which is IP. That's what internet IP is for internet protocol. You have page hijacking. So these are the things. This is one type of hijacking, cyber hijacking. All right. Let me give you what the actual definition of hijacking is, because I need people to understand something. This is the definition of hijacking. Just so you guys can see, I'm going to give you Britannica's definition of it, and then we're going to go into the legal definition of it. Hijacking, crime. The illegal seizure of a land vehicle, aircraft, or other conveyance while it is in transit. The illegal commandeering or seizure of a land vehicle, aircraft, or other conveyance while it is in transit, while it is on the move. While it is on the move. Okay. Although since the late 20th century, hijacking most frequently involved the seizure of an airplane and its forcible diversion to destinations chosen by the airplane pilots. When the term was coined in the 1920s in the United States, hijacking generally refers to in-transit thefts of truckloads of illegally manufactured liquor, or to the similar seizure of rum runners at sea. By the mid-1950s, the term had broadened to encompass the hijacking of trucks carrying legitimate cargo, as well as the hijacking of legal ships. Airplane hijacking is also known as skyjacking. The first reported case of such hijacking occurred in Peru in 1931. The first aerial hijacking in Asia occurred in 1948 on a flight bound from, well, a flight that was going to Hong Kong. The first aerial hijacking in the United States occurred on May 1st, 1961, when a commercial airliner en route to Miami, from Miami to Key West, Florida, was forced to detour to Cuba. By the end of 1961, 4 planes had been hijacked to Cuba, and many of the airplanes subsequently hijacked in the U.S. and elsewhere in the Western Hemisphere were flown to Cuba by either homesick Cubans or politically motivated leftists. Okay, I don't even like that they put that part in there. But this is basically letting you know, when it comes to hijacking, exactly where this comes from. Okay, this is just Britannica. So now let me go and take you into the legal realm, because we need to make sure that people understand what this is. Remember, we had a flight TWA 847 several years ago. Somebody hijacked a plane. Now, okay. So what we are going to go into is, I'm just going to take this out. And the first thing we're going to look at is what type of crime is hijacking. That's the first thing. Actually, let me take that back. Let's do the definition of hijacking first. The legal definition. Legal definition of hijacking. Now, this may seem a little redundant to some of you, but for those that know, you know. I just want to make sure you have the right information. We want to make sure you have the right information, so that whenever people put stuff out there and have people feeling like something may happen to them or something could possibly happen to someone else, we need to let you know when it's just smoke being blown, or if somebody is really giving you factual information. And a lot of people, they see stuff and they may go along with it because they don't necessarily know what it means. Hijacking. Hijacking is the modern term for piracy. Okay? The modern term for piracy. It's derived from the phrase hijack, which means somebody was about to rob you, and when they say hijack, that means put your hands up. That's what hijack means. Put your hands up. That's the way of saying put your hands in the air, you're being robbed. So that's where hijack derives from. Okay, it is derived from the phrase hijack, which is a command to raise one's hands before being robbed. Okay. All right. The word gained popular currency during Prohibition 1920 through 33, when bootleggers commandeered truckloads of liquor from each other and reappeared with political activists and began to seize commercial airplanes in the 1960s. Now, in this particular article, it goes into airplane hijacking, which we just spoke on briefly, and then it goes into ship hijacking. As I stated before, you're talking about commandeering a piece of property that is in transit. Commandeering, seizing a particular piece of property, airplane, train, some type of automobile, some type of truck that's carrying, certain types of loads or whatever. That's what that is. To commandeer means to take over. Okay, so whenever you guys see something or hear the phrase hijacking a case or hijacking an investigation, this is what I need you guys to understand. There's no such thing. No such thing. No such a thing. It doesn't exist. That's not what hijacking is. And we can't just go and take these words and give them their own meaning because it sounds good. And for people that don't know or understand what these terms are, if you're going to put something out there and you're trying to use it in a legal realm, you have to make sure that you are using these terms in the correct manner. And there is no such thing. No such thing. Now, let me go a little bit further than this. If you're talking about somebody being punished or suffering some type of consequences due to hijacking a case, and said person that you're talking about or alluding to is law enforcement can't hijack law enforcement's case. Going back to the definition, to take over, to seize. Now, if you got one jurisdiction that has rank or over another jurisdiction, then you might want to say that they seize the case, they've taken over, that it's switched from one hand to another hand. But as far as some people like thinking that somebody can come and literally hijack a case, I'm gonna need for you, and I'm saying I'm gonna need. I mean it just how I say it because we're just having a little class really quick. I'm gonna need for people to really go and look at the information that is being put out there. Surely, one could conceive, one would recognize the fact. Do you really think? And we just speaking in general, just from stuff that's being put out there in different places. Do you think that it is plausible? Do you think it's realistic for somebody to be put in? Because we see all this stuff on TV. You got somebody that's an LEO and they're being put in a case to, I guess, allegedly like take over the case or infiltrate or whatever. And then you think the same people that you're saying put them in it to infiltrate is then going to go back and lock them up for doing what they asked them to do. Like, you have to look at the situation and ask yourself what makes sense. Hey, Rita, no problem, no problem, no problem. What makes sense? Do you see what I'm saying? If you're doing something, like you have law enforcement that go out here and they're doing stuff on duty, and they operate they do things that are outside of their duties. When you do those things that are outside of your duties, like you go and shoot somebody illegally, like you taking your personal stuff and trying to use your authority to handle some personal stuff. Okay, that's something that could possibly put somebody in hot water. Now you're going to have to deal with other stuff because now your people going to come after you. The thing that's not making sense, and I really need people to get, is when you hear some of this stuff, you have to ask yourself what literally make sense. And the first thing that does not make sense is hijacking a case. Again, to take over. Listen, if anybody feels like somebody, one person, anybody has the power to have taken over any particular case, then shoot, tell me who those people are. Because we got a lot of people that probably need somebody to come and take over their case and help them out. Like, you gotta, you, the stuff has to make sense. The stuff has to make sense. So I'm not gonna, without going into any detail about everything that's going on, I just feel like it's important for people to understand what's true and what's not true. Okay, just looking at different things, y'all know I'm speaking, these are going to be my hyperboles right now. Let's just say, I know, let's just say that you're saying that somebody was paid to come in and do something on the case. This is the first thing that I need people to understand. Look, I know that all this stuff looks good on TV, especially when you're watching, Law and Order and CSI and NCIS and all this stuff. Y'all, if you think somebody got paid to come in and do something, if you think that this somebody got paid to come in and infiltrate whatever situation may be going on, who's paying them? Because if you're saying that the LEO is paying the people to come in and infiltrate and do this stuff, then why in the world would you think they turn around and lock them up? That doesn't make sense, does it? If they're the ones that's paying the people to come in and do this stuff for them, then why in the world? Because if somebody come and complain, oh, well, you paid them to come and do this. Why do you think if they know what they did, if they know they paid them, not saying that that's true, we're just speaking hypothetically. If they know they paid them, why in the world would you think they're gonna go and lock them up for you? If they were the ones that paid them, if anything, I would think that they'd go and probably pay them more for doing a good job. I mean, just looking at stuff and seeing what makes sense. You know that nobody went and paid anybody anything to do anything. You don't have to pay these people out here to do nothing. Nothing. But it sounds good. It definitely sounds good. It sounds good. It sounds good. Now the reality, I'm trying to make sure that I remain at least a certain degree of professionalism with this because it's so ridiculous that I'm sitting up here and I'm like, how can anybody in their right mind listen to and believe any of this stuff that is going on when people like constantly like just put this stuff out here? There is nobody that has a whole department, law enforcement department, like in the palm of their hands, and they can just go and say, I want you to go and get this one, and I want you to go and get that one, and I want you to. Y'all, the president doesn't even have that kind of power. The president doesn't have that kind of power. So, how in the world would anybody think? I mean, even this much, that somebody that is on the lowest end of the totem pole, like probably can't even be seen on the totem pole, wouldn't even be acknowledged. And why or how would you think that anybody would have that type of influence on a whole agency? Do y'all see what I'm saying? So to go back to if I'm going to use the word hijacking, which we know is not being used in the right manner anyway, but I would go and say that I see hijacking of people's thoughts. I see hijacking of people's mentalities. I see hijacking of people's common sense. Understanding that hijacking means that somebody has came and they have taken over, they've taken complete control, they have seized whatever that particular thing is. So that means that you have allowed somebody to come and take over your common sense. Every little piece of common sense you got, you have allowed somebody to come and commandeer your common sense and put all this foolishness in there. And they got you believing it. I mean, if we're going to use that term hijacking, if we're going to do that, I'm just that it's sad because that's not how this works. That's not how this works. And you would think people would know better. You would think that people would know better. It's you would think people would know better. It's like it's not even a point where you can even get mad about it because it's so ridiculous. It's like you got all the sense in the world, but you're so slow. You got all the sense in the world, but you're so slow. And I'm going to trust and believe that you understand that what you're telling these people is wrong. I'm going to trust that you understand that what you're telling these people is wrong. Because it's hard for me to believe that you don't know that what you're saying makes no sense. I mean, it's like you telling people that you got some land for sale in Wakanda. You got some land for sale in Zamunda. To some people, it sounds nice because they done seen all this stuff on TV. So, oh, I would love to go where they got that vibranium and all this stuff. Like, come on. No, that's not real. It's not real. It's not even anything to argue about. It's not real. No such a thing. No such a thing. And I'm saying that no such a thing. Now, I want to go back. I want to go back real quick. Okay. Okay. I want to. Hold on. Hold on. Because I want to go back because there are two different spellings to the word hijack. So you have a hijack with the H-I, jack, like high, jack, like we said before, which means put your hands up. And then you have high, like high, jack, H-I-G-H, jack. Okay, so I want to make sure that I go back and I look at both of these. Okay, um, according to the Oxford Dictionary, um, hijack means to unlawfully seize an aircraft, ship, or vehicle in transit and force it to go in a different destination or use it for one's own purposes. I'm going to read that again. I'm going to read that again. To unlawfully seize an aircraft, ship, or vehicle in transit and force it to go to a different direction or use it for one's own purposes. Okay? Now we can go into, you have some other things here that say steal goods by seizing them in transit. An example, the UN convoys have been tamely allowing gunmen to hijack relief supplies. Then another, taking over something and using it for a different purpose. The organization had been hijacked by extremists. So this is the closest thing that you can try to say that this would be. But hijacking a case means that somebody came, they took over the whole case, whatever that case may be. They took it over, meaning that the judge had no control over it. The attorneys had no control over it on either side. The jurors had no say so in anything. That one person or organization or whoever you are accusing of hijacking, that person came and took complete control over everything. They were in the midst of it all and they took control of it and they controlled everybody that was a part of it. They commandeered the whole darn thing. With all the conspiracy and all that that's out there, if you, because we got people that said that that's the government. If that's the government, then why is the government going to go and charge the government for doing what the government did? Just going with the conspiracy. If the government had somebody come and hijack something, then why would the government go back and charge the government for doing what it had the government to do? Where does that make sense? So they're going to spend the money to have somebody go and do it. Then they're going to go back and they're going to spend some more money to prosecute them for doing what they asked them to do. Is that what we're saying? June 16th, someone asked in the Merriam Webster Dictionary's chat thread, it says, they said, what does it mean if something is hijacked? Because I need to make sure y'all get this from all angles so that there is no misunderstanding, because I'm tired of these people lying to y'all. It looks good. It may sound good. You can go and butter it up, put some lipstick on it and make it look all nice and pretty. But no. They said, what does it mean if something is hijacked? Let me tell you what the answer is. Again, to seize possession or control of a vehicle from another person by force or threat or force specifically, to seize possession or control of an aircraft specifically by forcing a pilot to divert the aircraft to another destination. Do y'all see that there's a theme there? So to go and tell anybody that somebody would be like charged or some stuff would happen to them for hijacking a case or hijacking an investigation, the first thing you need to do is tell people exactly what that means and how you came up with that, because there is nothing legal to what you are saying. That there's no law. There's no case law. There's no cases that you're gonna go and find where somebody was charged for hijacking a case. For like, what are you talking about? Like, you're making up stuff. It's not real. It's like me coming on here saying that Daz, you in here, you're speaking something like Daz is going to jail for um for hijacking my YouTube channel, for hijacking the thoughts on my YouTube channel. Let me, okay, where's that law at? You just gonna make up a law? We just gonna make it up? Whatever sounds good, we just gonna, that's what we doing? Is that really what we're doing? Sugar baby, hey, how you doing? That's not how this works. Brenda, I don't know if I spoke. Did I speak? Brenda, hey, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? That's not how this works, y'all. And Lord have mercy, Jesus. Um, See, I'm trying to keep this like even keel, because I really need people to hear what I'm saying. I don't want to come at you with the foolishness, because I really need you to understand that this is exactly when I say that something is boufale. Boufale means fake news. It means it's not real. Okay. All right, Solo. Hey, how you doing? That means it's not real. That's what boufale is. It's not real. It's BS. This is the prime example of boufale. Fake news. Now go run to somebody and try to file some paperwork talking about people hijacked a case, and see how these folks look at you. Somebody probably gonna be ready to put some paperwork on you. Like, what is wrong with you? Who did it? Who hijacked? And then when you say who did it, explain exactly how they went about doing this. Because you can't just put stuff out in the atmosphere. You see what I'm saying? And that's what's happening with a lot of stuff right now. People are just putting things out in the atmosphere. You can say whatever you want to say, but that doesn't make it so. That doesn't make it real. That doesn't make it legit. Like I said, you can dress it up, put a bow on it, put lipstick on it. You can do it all you want to do. But that does not make it real. No. No, no, no. I'm sorry. That doesn't make it real. And we can go and we can put stuff out here because I saw something today. Let me make sure I say this right. I saw, you got to be careful when you're trying to do stuff to other people, especially when you're putting stuff out there, again, that are perceived threats. And you're putting, there go my South cat. What's going on, Trevin? When you're putting perceived threats out there and you have nothing to back it up, you are actually threatening somebody. You putting stuff out here about other people and saying that all this stuff is going to happen to them, but you are threatening people. And I saw something today, and I'm not going to even get into all that, but I saw something today. And I'm looking, and I'm like, if whatever this was, if it was sent to somebody, they thinking right now that you are crazy as a bat. From A through K, they think you as crazy as a bat. And that's the thing. And I'm looking, I'm like, yeah, I think you crazy as a bat. That's why you can't even get mad about some of this stuff. Because I'm like, did you read what you just wrote? When did you like look over this? Did you get somebody else to look over this and see? Did you get somebody with any type of legal know-how or capabilities to look at this and understand? You know what? I'm not on that. Y'all better be careful fooling with these people. Y'all better be careful fooling with these people. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. People think that they can hide on YouTube and different social media platforms, and because you don't show your face or because you feel like nobody knows your name or what, like people don't know who you are, y'all have to understand anybody can be found. It doesn't take much. And when you're dealing with these real folks, not these YouTube detectives, when you're dealing with the real folks, it's just that easy. It's just that easy. And a lot of people take this stuff to play with, and I'm like, you can sit here and you can hide in people's chats and come up with different pages and all that stuff, and yeah, they may not know who you are, but the same folks that you're trying to get in contact with and trying to do all that, like they know who you are. They know who you're connected to. They know who you're connected to. They know who may be helping you, who may be assisting you in certain things that they have no business putting their hands on. They And the sad thing is, if I wouldn't fool with you. You sitting up here like, I got this one helping me and I got that one helping me. Like, again, that's snitching behavior. Snitch 101. That's really snitching behavior. Because the minute you say, oh, well, this one helping me with this, you best believe somebody going to look. Yeah. And you don't have to say who it is. They're going to figure it out. You don't have to say one word. You don't have to tell them where you at. You don't have to tell them what street you grew up on. You don't have to tell them about your auntie and uncles in there. You don't have to tell them about your cousin. You don't have to tell them about your, mom or daddy, whoever. They don't need that information. All they need to hear is that you said that somebody that's supposed to be on the other side is helping you do something that's breaking the law. Because if somebody is using their professional position to help somebody out and YouTube that's playing games with real stuff that's going on, that's not legal. If somebody is using government resources to help, to aid, to assist. And somebody's foolishness on here, and you're using the government's resources to do it, you don't think you're going to have a problem? So you didn't get the people who you were trying to get in trouble and a bind. You got the people that you claim was trying to help you get these people. You done got them in trouble. So now they're the ones that's gonna have to deal with the backlash of it all. And guess what? Whatever happens to them is gonna be way worse than what happens to these people that you were going after in the beginning. You feel me? So again, if we want to talk about hijacking someone's common sense, then that's a conversation that we can have all day. But I can tell you, it doesn't matter what names you use on here. I don't care if your name is JR from Dallas. It doesn't matter if you say your name on here is Freddy Krueger. You can and will be found. If they want the information, then it is what it is. That's what I'm saying. People can rest assured, like just sit back and let people do what they do. Cause you got to be careful when you're digging a hole. You better dig two for you and the homie that you got on the side that may be assisting you. Cause when you start playing with those resources, you have jumped into a whole different arena. When you start playing with, and if somebody is really using their resources to manipulate real stuff that's going on, you have entered a completely different arena. So keep playing with it. Keep playing with it. And when somebody reach out to you, if somebody reaches out to you with just a little hey, hello, and that just may be to let you know that they see you, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. But we got to stop lying to these people. Stop it. Stop it. Let me look at this thing, because I'm not going to go specifically into it, because I'm not trying to go back and forth with anything. I just want to address my people, because I don't like when my folks get lied to. I can't stand it. I can't stand it. So let me just look at something really quick. Let me look at something really quickly. Okay. Could never be a challenge for the federal agencies that prosecute people like you and partners in crime. Hijacking a federal case is extremely illegal, and you know it. Hijacking a federal case is extremely illegal, and you know it. Can never be a challenge for the federal agencies that prosecute people like you. You just told on somebody. Other people might not have caught it, but I caught it. You just told on somebody. Let me move on. Hold on. See how we having this conversation right now? Like this is like this is documented, right? And it's on a public platform. So it's further documented. It's out here for the public to see. It's not coming down. Um so let me hold that thought. Let me see if I can get to this. I don't know if they'll let me get to it. I don't think I can get to it on my yeah, I can. Hold on. I can't get to the reading. I can't get to it to read it from my tablet. Um, but there was something, and it was lettered. Sir Miguel, hey, how you doing? It was lettered from starting with a lowercase a, and then it kept going, and then the lowercase changed to uppercase. Um, First thing I want to say, if you're doing some type of legal documents or trying to do some type of legal implications, that's not how that works. If you're going to start out with a lowercase, you need to continue on unless there are some other things that fall under those lines. So then you may have a lowercase and then a number one that goes up under that, or you may have an uppercase letter, like an uppercase A, and then that next one may be a lowercase a or a uppercase A, and then a number one. There's like, but that anyway. Um, the things don't make sense. They don't make sense. How can I pull this thing? Let me see if I can get through it to it through Chrome. Let me try it this way. Let me try it this way. Okay, so let me see if it'll let me get to it here. Dang, I still can't get to it. Shoot, I can't get to it. It's not it's not okay. Just like you have this defamation case, you have this stuff that happened with Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. When you put stuff out there and it's not true, and then you have other people. I'm gonna um, nobody's gonna go along with anybody just making up lies about people being investigated. Like nobody's gonna go along with that. But just my personal opinion. I mean, what do I know? You know, I'm just a blogger. I don't know nothing. Um, you got to be careful with these things because there always be somebody that come and say, "Oh, well, somebody said such and such about this, and somebody said such and such about that." Um, just be honest with people. Let people know that this stuff isn't real. This stuff isn't real. Um, the other stuff that was going on, that stuff is real. Um, but this extra stuff that's going on, like behind the scenes. It's just not, it's not real. I saw something about somebody talking to attorneys, and that, like, that's not illegal. Anybody can talk to any attorney that they want to. Like, that's not cause for anything like that. That's not, no, 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 no. Um, yeah, that's no, no, no. I mean, people could go and mention it, but it's not illegal for somebody to talk to somebody's attorney. Um, but what may hint on the side of some illegalities is when you're doing something and an attorney is forced to bear the load in order to cover up for you to protect their client. Like, you did something and now they got to cover, they got to take the hit for something that you did in order to protect their client so their client won't be in some mess behind some stuff that somebody else did. Like, like something like that. I mean, hypothetically, um, something like that could possibly be an issue, you know. Or, for instance, um, and I mentioned this, and not saying that one thing has anything to do with the other. We're just having a conversation because I want to make sure that people are fully informed um, about certain things that are being put out here that may not necessarily be true. Um, know that you have to be careful about how you handle stuff if your hands aren't clean, okay? And we're not talking about washing them with Dawn. Um, we're not talking about using hand sanitizer. If your hands aren't clean, you have to be careful about bringing people into your space that you don't necessarily need to have in your space if you're not doing things in a legal manner. You know what I mean? Like, we have a lot of people that have been involved in different type of social media platforms and things like that that were legit scamming money. And I'm not talking about like what some of the people may talk about on here, like collecting money, you know, like on, you know, um, no, not that. I mean, legit like scamming money, like using people's IDs and sending people messages saying that they were a particular person. And they got these people to believe that they were a particular person. And they had these people sending money to them, thinking that they were sending it to a particular person. That's not legal. That's not legal. Or again, telling people that they're sending money to a particular individual, and you're sending them, um, you're saying that you're helping them, and you send them a check. And if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. And if you don't worry about it. But you send them a check and have said person go and deposit said check at a bank in their account, knowing that that check is not a real check, it's a fraudulent check. Now, you're doing this under someone else's name. So these people are thinking that they're doing this to help out someone else. So you have them go and deposit a check into their account, knowing that that money isn't there. So when you go and have them deposit a check for, let's say, $3,500, let's just go with that number. Let's say you have them deposit a check for $3,500 and they only have $25 or $30 in their account. The bank is letting that check clear initially. So they're able to go ahead and take this money out with the instructions from this person that they think they're helping. Okay, once you get this money out, I need you to take it out and I need you to send it to such and such. Now, again, this person thinks that they are helping this person out, whoever this person's claiming to be. They're thinking they're helping this person out. And you find certain people that are gullible and they don't realize, you know what, this person like already has this, and this. So why would they be asking me to do something like this? But all they know is that they're helping somebody out. And they really like this person. So they want to help them out. So when you go and you have these people go and deposit this money to this other person, you got a couple crimes that have been committed. But one of the biggest things is that person that thought that they were helping this person out, that they really like, not only are they going to have to deal with the bank because now they have passed a fraudulent check, now they got to find a way to replace that $3,500 that was on that fraudulent check that came from this person, or at least who they thought was this person, that they really supported. Hmm. But I'm just a blogger. I'm just a little life coach, you know. I'm just running my little life coach business, doing what I do. So anything that I say right now is this is purely my personal opinion. This is my personal opinion and me looking at different things and things that, may have come across my path from people that allege that they were victims. Yeah. And the sad thing is that people don't realize how things have a way of coming full circle. So you may do something and feel like just because you haven't heard anything, like it's over and that it'll never come back to you. Hmm. Let me get my sanitizer real quick. I don't know about y'all. I need to make sure my hands clean. Are yours? So, in the midst of all this, we have certain things that are known to many as diversions. We have things that are called diversions. Some people may call them diversion tactics. Okay? But a diversion is just that, a diversion is a diversion. Again, I like to bring actual factual. Let's make sure everybody understands what I'm talking about when I say a diversion. Because one thing you're never going to find Doc on here doing is trying to give you $2 million words and be talking over everybody's head. Because I don't want to talk over anybody's head. I want to make sure you understand exactly what I'm saying. Diversion, an instance of turning something aside from its course, an activity that diverts the mind from tedious or serious concerns, a recreation or pastime. It is an activity that diverts the mind, meaning that it makes you lose focus of what may be important. It puts a screen there so that you will not focus. You'll take that microscope off what you may have been looking at, what initially had your attention, and you start focusing on something else, and you kind of forget about what you were initially looking at. The act or an instance of diverting or straying from a course or activity, deviation, to deviate from whatever you had or whatever thought you may have had about something. That's where distractions come in at, to get you to deviate from those thoughts. You may have felt one way about something, and then the distractions come to try to change your mind about whatever it is you were thinking about. Something that diverts or amuses, pastime, distraction, like clowns, like really clowns, red-nosed clowns. You feel me? Okay, an attack or feint that draws the attention and force of an enemy from the point of the principal operation. Let me read that one again. An attack that draws the attention and force of an enemy from the point of the principal operation. So again, I say if we're going to go with the word hijacking, the distraction is put into place to hijack your focus. The hijacking is done. That distraction is put in place to hijack common sense, to hijack focus, to hijack any type of intellect, any type of wherewithal, any type of um, just anything that has been put in place to try to help you see discernment. Anything is put in place to distract you from the things that you have been blessed with, to keep you out of a bind or to help you recognize danger whenever you see it. That distraction is put in place to distract you while you're in your fight or flight mode. Okay, it's distracting you now, so you don't realize that at this point it's time to fight. You're still sitting there chilling, not realizing that you are in danger because you have been distracted with foolishness. That's the ultimate hijack. Because I still have to say if we're going to use the word hijacking, and we're not using this in a legal term per se, because there is nothing legal about what we're talking about, because we're not talking about somebody commandeering somebody's vehicle, aircraft, train, plane, automobile, whatever that case may be. We are not talking about any of that. That is not what we are talking about. We're talking about the foolishness that is being put out here to get people to, it's an intimidation tactic. I don't want you to say certain things, so I'm going to threaten you and make you feel like I can do all these things to you, like I have all this power. I have the power to do this. I have the power to hijack somebody's mind and get them to come after you and arrest you for something that you didn't do. I have the power to control a whole agency or a group of agencies, highly skilled agencies. I got the power to go one person and just take over this. It sounds like somebody else doing the hijacking, right? If you have the power to do that, wouldn't that make you the hijacker? Or no? If you have the power to take over the agencies and control the agencies, doesn't that make you the hijacker? See or no? I mean, you're controlling them. That's what the definition is. You're controlling them. The government has a lot of moving parts. If you want to consider it to be an automobile, some people call it a machine. So are you admitting to hijacking something? I mean, again, I don't know anything now. You know, I'm just a little old girl from South Cat. You know what I'm saying? That likes swinging on the back of the porch. I don't know anything. Um, I don't know anything. I just had a moment of epiphany. I just had a moment of epiphany, and I'm sitting up here, and I'm like, I said to myself, I said self, and myself said, huh? Is it realistic? Like I'm watching a movie. I'm watching a movie, and I'm seeing in the movie the that the police in the movie like paid these people to go and do these things, and the people did all the stuff that the police wanted them to do, and they got the results that they wanted, and the people that they did it to didn't like it, and they came back and complained to the police about the people that the police hired. Do y'all think the police gonna go and arrest those people that they hired when they were doing the job for them? I mean, if we just talking about a movie, do you think the police is gonna go and arrest those people if they were the ones that paid them to do something? Like, does that make sense? Again, not saying that that's what happened. I'm just saying if we were watching this play out in a movie, does that make sense? Or you think they're gonna protect their own? Which? Cause I mean, that's just the thought I had when I was looking at some of the stuff. Like this one got paid for this, and this one got paid for that, and that's what always baffled me from the beginning. I'm like, okay, which one is it? Is it the mole? Is it the you coming in to get information? Like which one is it? Cause it can't be all of it. Like like you can't like they can't be all of it. Like you got to pick a struggle. Like which one, which role are we giving to these individuals? Because if you're familiar with any kind of this stuff, you know, like from watching TV and stuff, you know, this Law and Order type stuff. If you familiar with it, you know they can't wear all those hats. So which hat are you giving them? And if they playing on the right side, then what's the likelihood that the right side gonna go and lock them up for doing what they asked them to do? Maybe I be watching too many crime and history channels and stuff, child. Y'all know I don't know nothing. I'm cause I watched earlier and I'm like, one show I was watching, they had one young lady on there, and 1 minute they was calling the young lady a mole, and then the next minute she was a CI, and the next minute she was an undercover cop, and then the next minute she was working for the people that they were trying to arrest. I'm like, how she working for everybody? Like she had so many roles. I said, dang, she must be getting paid. And nobody ever sat there and thought about like how does that work? How does that work? Because I mean, for me, when I'm watching a movie, I'm like, one side, like somebody, she got to pick a side, which one of these, because everybody ain't gonna pay her. Like everybody not gonna pay her for her services. But then when I looked again, I was like, oh shoot, these just a bunch of conspiracy theories. This ain't even happened on the show. Quit playing. Quit playing. It was like it was so much, and you know, I remember on that show, like, cause I watched that show like a long time. Like, cause I love watching marathons, you know. And I've been watching the marathon for about 3 years, and I remember that at one point, I think it was towards the beginning of the marathon, um, the consensus from a lot of people, you know, we were all watching little movies and stuff, and the thing was follow the money. Like everything came back to the money, you know. When it came to all the people that were supposed to have all these different roles and stuff, everything came back to following the money. Like and I kept watching that movie, and I kept pressing replay and replay and replay because I had saw some things, you know, and I still think at the end of that movie, ultimately, everything's gonna come back to the money. Hmm. I guess while I'm looking, it was interesting to me because it was interesting to me because I couldn't quite figure out why or how it was possible for, we're gonna say, like Ron. I think in the movie the guy name might have been Ron. Okay, and Ron is friends with this guy, and he's supposedly trying to help his friend out. But every moment, like every chance that he had, he was like helping the people that were trying to lock Ron up. Like he was helping them. He was constantly giving them stuff and sending them stuff and talking to them, and he was like doing all this stuff. And like Ron had no, you know, his like nobody knew what was going on, and it was hard for you know the family to understand what was really going on because they were like, well, if you're fighting for, you know, your friend, like why are you helping the people that were trying to lock him, you know, trying to get him on whatever that stuff was. And ultimately, um shoot, I gotta go back and see what happened at the end of that movie. I think he ended up getting locked up. I think that's what happened because I believe, if memory serves me correctly, the same people that he was sending the information to, because they didn't ask, you know, the information, they didn't solicit the information was just given to them. The same people that he was trying to, you know, that he was giving that information to, that were trying to, you know, take his friend down, they ended up taking him down. Kim, I don't know why, because I'm just sitting up here talking about the movies and stuff that I've seen, and just I wanted to give some clarity on the hijacking stuff. Um, and that conversation has been approved. We just want to make sure people have the right information. Um, you know, you hate for people to feel like they may be doing something that's wrong and it's not wrong, and you hate for people to feel like they're doing something right and it's actually wrong. So you just want to make sure that people have the correct information. And the thing is, I don't know, if it doesn't apply, then, it doesn't apply. So it shouldn't bother you if it doesn't apply to you. I'm going to repeat that. It shouldn't bother you if it doesn't apply to you. Now, I'm going to guess that if anybody feels that it may apply, then you may hear some commentary and you'll have all the answers that you need, right? I'm going to say this one more time. If it doesn't apply to you, then you should have nothing to say. But if anything that I said, me not being anybody, not knowing anything, if it does apply to you, then more than likely, or you feel that it applies to you in some kind of way, or then you may have something to say. If it doesn't apply, you let it fly. If it does apply, then we'll just sit back and watch. We, I ain't speaking French. We just gonna sit back and watch. You feel me? Okay, one person got it. Okay. If things are done and they have absolutely nothing to do with you, you play no role in it, you go about your business. I do. Just like when I knew something applied to me, I addressed it accordingly. If it doesn't apply to you and you haven't seen these movies before, you haven't read these scripts, you haven't, seen any of these shows, then nothing should really be said, right? But if my little basic opinion bothers anybody or ruffles any feathers, then I guess we'll find out. I mean, I have several people that watch this channel, and they see it and don't see it. They going about their business. I see stuff. If it has nothing to do with me, I be like, and I go about my business. A lot of people like to talk about intellect and how smart this person is and how smart that person is. I think that's like one of the dumbest conversations ever. But no offense to anybody. But sometimes things aren't that complicated. Sometimes you're so smart that you can't see something that's staring you dead in the face. Sometimes you're so smart that, stuff just completely goes over your head and you give people exactly what they want. But you have to let anybody that chooses to do that, you have to let them be great. You got to let them be great. Don't get involved. Don't, um, again, let the force pass. You know what I mean? Don't confront that. Don't confront that because ultimately that's a battle that's outside of you. Don't confront that. My goal as a coach is just to make sure that people are well informed. So that's all I'm doing is just making sure that people are just well informed. And I'm just a little small channel over here, a little person that like talking about God a little bit, like talking about mental health stuff. I mean, that's what I do. Though I may be at the, well, that's what I do. That's what I do. Um, and I just analyze little situations and like put my little penny on it. I don't even have 2 cents to put on it. I just put my little penny on it. Um, and what I think it means absolutely nothing. I mean, it does to me, of course. What I think don't mean something to me, but it means nothing to anybody else. I mean, like, who am I? Yeah. So I've learned a long time ago that you cannot save a person that does not want to be saved. I learned that a long time ago. And I also learned that when someone knows it all, you let them know what they know. Don't try to convince them otherwise. On top of that, I have also learned is that if someone thinks you're slow, and I even tell my clients, if somebody think you're slow, let them think what they think. Y'all know. Y'all know about that turtle and that rabbit. So you let people, you let them do that, um, and you leave it there. You don't have to go back and forth with anybody. You don't have to go and confront everything that comes your way. Because as many people say on here, what's already understood doesn't have to be explained. And whenever you're in, um, if you are familiar with certain things and how certain systems work, then everything I've said, you understand exactly what I said. If you don't understand what I said, then this conversation probably doesn't apply to you at all. It doesn't apply to you at all. But what I would say is just don't let people continue to take advantage of you. What's going on, boss lady? Did I say Miss Eva up in here? No, that's Ruby. Ruby, hey, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Queen, everybody. Everybody, my bad. Look at me trying to be all proper, talking about everybody. Everybody. Um, yeah, if it doesn't apply, then then let it fly. But tell people the truth. I'm gonna stick to that because to me, the truth is important. The truth matters. The truth matters. Like that. I mean, it matters. It might not matter to some people. Again, I know a lot of people are just about, the entertainment of it all, but to me, the truth matters. And just going around and trying to for anybody. Just going around and trying to intimidate people. That's not cool. It's not cool. It has never been cool. I have never been one that stood up. Like, I'll get up and, like, I will fight for you. What I will not fight for is a bully. And when I feel like people are being bullied, like, you better not say anything to me, because if you say this, then I'm gonna put this out here. Like, that, to me, that's a form of actually, it is bullying. It's not even about what I think. It is a form of bullying. That is cyberbullying. But then when you go and put this law enforcement stuff on top of it, saying that this is going to happen, and I got these people in my hand, and I'm going to make them do this, and I'm going to tell them to do this, and they're going to move when I move, and like, you crossing a whole other line. And in all honesty, you can't say anything about what somebody else did when you are crossing a whole other line. And not only are you crossing a line, because in actuality, if somebody is in a place where they can do something and they got you thinking that you got that type of power, then they are crossing the line. And if they are assisting you in your foolishness, they know what it is. They know. And we can play the YouTube stuff like all we want to, but realistically, they know. I'm just going to say that, and I'm going to say it again. If somebody is in that type of position and they are using that position to make anybody, any civilian, and I remember somebody said before, they're not civilians. When you're law enforcement, yeah, they are civilians. Got a civilian thinking that they have that type of control over them, that all they got to do is snap a finger or send a text or send an email and say, here, I need you to do this. I need you to get this person. I need you to lock this one up. I need you to do this. I need you to do that. They are straight abusing their authority. And that would fall in line with conduct that is not conducive. They know the rest of it. They can finish that out. So I'm going to hope that anybody that got some common sense, that hasn't allowed their common sense to be hijacked, anybody that has some common sense will not fall into that trap when you see that at the end of the day, they gonna tell it. Just as sure as it's muggy out here today, they gonna tell it. In actuality, they already have. They're gonna tell it. They're gonna tell it. And again, you would just have to hope at the end of the day that it doesn't lead back to you. But if you work in this type of stuff, you know that it will. It always does. You know, it always does. When you are not operating under righteousness, it always does. It always does. If you're going out and you're doing stuff for people that goes against your code of ethics, if you're going out and you're doing these things and you're doing them in a malicious way and with ill intent, it doesn't even matter if your intent is ill. You're doing it in a malicious way, then you know what you're dealing with. You know what you're dealing with. And anybody that's crazy enough to come on this type of platform for the world to see, to let people know that they got law enforcement in the palm of their hands, that's a dangerous person. Not a danger because you allegedly got law enforcement in the palm of your hands. You dangerous because you telling everybody you got law enforcement in the palm of your hands. You're a dangerous person. I mean, it's a good thing because it lets people know what they're dealing with, and when people are looking at you, it knows them, let them know what type of direction they need to go in. But you're a dangerous person. You can't hold water, milk, juice, eggs. You can't hold nothing. You can't hold nothing. You know what I mean? So it's like, and that's why I said before, like if folks are dealing with these people, like be careful. That's what I mean by that. Be careful, because if you're dealing with them, they're already putting you out there a little bit. They're putting you out enough so that people can go and check you out. Then what you think if they what they gonna do if they really get some heat under them? If somebody really put some fire to their behind, what you think they're gonna do? And I mean, it would serve you right. I ain't trying to be funny. I mean, but the truth is welcome, because if you're operating outside of the confines of what you're supposed to be doing, the confine, like if you're operating outside of that and misusing those resources for some buffoonery, then it is what it is. It is what it is. I'm just saying. So I don't, if y'all out there and y'all helping these folks out with this foolishness, cut the cord. That's all I'm saying. Cut the cord. Baby got to come out. It's time for baby to go and make it out here in this world on their own. Cut the cord. Cut the cord. Baby don't need no milk. Y'all see, I'm in baby mode right now. Baby don't need no milk. Hey, baby don't need burping. Baby don't need nothing else. Cut that cord. That baby came out the womb walking. Go on, let that baby walk on by his business. Because that baby going to have somebody in some mess right along with them. And it ain't going to be the people that they aiming for. I mean, aim all off. All off. I'm, I'm like, ugh, Jesus. You know these folks looking at you like you crazy. Like, what? What? What are you talking about? What? It's sad. It's concerning. When people try to reach out to you to try to, give you a little word or whatever, um, it would behoove you to listen. Yeah, it will behoove you to listen. Nobody has power like that except God. Nobody has power like that. And you see stuff have happened because people tried to talk to people and some people wouldn't listen. I'm going to say it again. When you have people that's trying to reach out to you, it would behoove you to listen. All right. Let me give y'all another piece of foolishness tonight before I get off here. Because we are into the ridiculousness of it all. And this is why I say it's important, it's very important for us to make sure that we look out for our folks. But it's also important that we talk to our folks, because it's just like when you're dealing with kids. You love them to death. but you're not teaching them the right thing if you're not disciplining, putting that discipline piece in there, or really talking to them. Like, it's like you spanking a child and not explaining to them why you spanking them. If you're not explaining like what they did wrong and why it was wrong, then guess what? They're gonna repeat the same behaviors, right? So this is why I believe it's important that in certain situations you need to make sure that you're holding people accountable and like what are you doing? Because you sit up there and some things I know we like to say, well, it don't affect me, but you making folks look bad. And so I want to give y'all this because this is a bunch of foolishness. This is just some straight, just nasty, unadulterated foolishness. Okay, so this is the ridiculousness for tonight. Let me pause this real quick, make sure I got my volume up.
Is attacked by a crazed woman demanding a burrito in South LA.
The victim says the woman became enraged when she was told she'd have to wait and started dumping out food bins and spitting on things. KTLA's Jennifer McGraw live in South LA where she spoke with the victim. Jen.
Micah and Sharon, that woman never had any intention in buying that burrito, and that's why they asked the woman to wait 5 minutes so they could make her one. But still, she became erratic, and sadly, vendors keep getting attacked. But this vendor right here is back open tonight and says they're not going to let that woman stop them.
Look at this.
Burrito! After berating workers at a South LA taco stand for not making her burrito fast enough, this woman seen here goes on a tirade, throwing out prepped food and trashing jugs of juice.
I couldn't believe it.
Then things really escalate as the woman starts chasing her.
Hey, you can, hey.
Bertha is the victim. She says the attack was frightening and something that she worries about every night.
Now I'm going to press pause real quick because I want to say this. Because you got a lot of people that like running up on people. One day you're going to meet the right one. Or one day the right people are going to be in the right place at the right time. And you're going to meet your match. We cannot okay this type of foolishness. We cannot. Now I can tell you right now, Christian, life coach, whatever category, you're not going to run up on me like that. You're not going to run up on me like that. This right here, these are the type of behaviors that we got to call out. It doesn't matter that she is a sister. I ain't even claiming you as that right now because the way you acting, you ain't my sister. You somebody's sister, but you for darn sure ain't mine with that foolishness. Now you gonna go, didn't have any intentions for paying for her food, for her burrito, so they were gonna give her one. You go, you take these people's food, you completely destroy all the stuff they put out there. They're out there trying to earn a hard day's work. A hard day's work. And you sitting out here with your foolishness, acting a darn donkey. I mean a complete donkey. You gonna mush this lady. And then I'm almost sure that if this lady would have swung on her, then she would have went, oh, she hit me. She did this. She did that. This mess right here gotta stop. This mess has to stop. But this is the kind of stuff that we're dealing with right now. And that's why I'm coming on today, and I'm going to keep coming on. And we're going to have these conversations because at some point, somebody got to be real about what's going on. And when you're out here doing stuff like this mess is not cute. It's not cute. Trying to intimidate other people, that's not cute. It's not. Nothing cute about it. But this is what we're dealing with right now. And that's what I'm saying. On this particular thing, you saw like a physical incident on YouTube, on, what you call the thing, Instagram, on Twitter, all these other platforms, you see people doing some of the same thing. It's just in a different way. But it's still the same story. It's still the same story. So I'm going to challenge people tonight. If you wouldn't want somebody doing something to you, or if you saw them doing it to your child, your grandchild, your niece, your nephew, godchild, like whatever, like whoever, if you wouldn't want them doing that to somebody close to you, then don't go along with them doing it to somebody else. Like, it's that simple. If you don't agree with them doing it to you, like if you don't like when somebody come at you foul, then don't support when people come at other people foul like that. Because it's real simple. If you don't like somebody, don't deal with them. That's it. You don't have to be ugly to them. We don't have to resort to name calling. We don't have to do all the extra stuff. If you don't like them, don't fool with them. Don't fool with them. Daz, if that's the case, let them go ahead. Just if there's something that can be perceived as an applied threat, I just ask you to put the link and put the timestamp up under that thread that is on my page that has the public acknowledgement on there. If you can just put that with the timestamp on my page, that's all I need. That's all I need. Um, but yeah, you you can't keep doing stuff to people and just letting. On the flip side, you can't keep letting people do stuff to you, like, because if you allow people to bully you, that's exactly what they're gonna do. But do believe that when you got a rat or you got a snake or whatever the case may be that's hiding and you need to pull them out, there's a way to do it. There's a way to do it. Because even if they shed their skin, they can't stand not being that censor, so they're gonna come out. So in the words of T.I., bring them out, bring them out, bring them out, bring them out. And that's what you do. There's a difference in even with violating the rules of a platform versus breaking the law. If you got people around you that know this kind of stuff, it might help if somebody tell you you need to go sit down somewhere. Because it's not looking good for you. You think by now somebody would have said something like, you need to chill out. But sometimes people don't believe that fire is hot until they get burned by it. So, again, if you are being accused of doing something and you know that you did not do anything wrong, like you really know that you did not do anything wrong, don't let these people on here intimidate you. I stand on that. Don't let these people on here intimidate you. Because the law is the law. It's just that. The law is the law. And unless there's something written saying that what you're doing specifically is breaking the law, don't let these people get up in your head. Don't let them fool you. See the stuff for what it is. Because in all actuality, I wish I could pull up, God, I wish I could pull up that post. People have been fooled for too long. It's been several years. It's been several years. That's all I'm going to say about that. And you understand if people have any type of relationship with anybody. If I got a relationship with somebody, I'm not going to be doing anything that's going to possibly harm them. I'm not going to do anything that is going to reflect negatively on them. I'm not going to do anything. We got people out here calling like people like terrorist groups or whatever. So you're saying that the person that you're cool with organizes stuff. They're doing it for him. They're doing it for him. Which is what has already been said. It was called something else, but that's basically what has been said. And you're confirming it. Not only confirming it, you're co-signing it. I guess at some point people are going to catch that. If in this movie that we watched, right? If the lawyer is paying the people to do this stuff, if the lawyer is paying people to do this stuff, the lawyer that works for the person that you're cool with, if the lawyer is paying the people to go and do this stuff to certain people, the person that you're cool with, this is their lawyer, and you're saying this same person has created this group, the same person that works with this lawyer that is working for your people, then that means that your people is the one that is instructing these people that are this alleged group. That person is instructing them to do whatever they're doing, right? So you're telling on your people? Is that what we're doing? I gotta make this, hold on. If John is dealing with these people, and these people are dealing with John's attorney that John talked to, and John tells the attorney what he wants him or her to do, and that in turn that attorney talks to this group and they are paying and instructing this group, then doesn't that mean that John is the one that's actually the lead of this organization? Oh, y'all quiet in here now. I need somebody to help me because I might have it backwards now. I might have it twisted. I'm going to run this one more time. If John has a group of people that he works with, that he likes, and John has this attorney right here, and John talks with this attorney, and John instructs this attorney. Remember we talked about that attorney being that agent, being their agent, like they operate, based on whatever John tells them to do. So John is instructing, giving this attorney instructions, who in turn is working with this group of people and paying them to go after people and do certain things. John has instructed the attorneys to pay these people to go and intimidate, to possibly danger, to do all this stuff. He's paid these people to do this. Are you not saying that John is the leader of this so-called group, this terrorist group? Is that what you're saying? I need y'all to tell me if I'm slow now. Is that not what you're saying? Somebody better act like they hear what I'm saying in here. You're calling them the T group. Made his name a part of that group. You've made John's name a part of that group. You have pointed out the players of that particular group. You have said that John's lawyers are paying the leaders, alleged leaders of these groups, and he's running all this stuff. John running this from over there now. John is doing all this stuff. John is telling his attorneys what to do. They operating under John. You being close to John. What, how, when, why? How much sense does it make for you to be sitting here? Cause John, your boy. But you telling on John. You sending stuff in on John every day. John look like he a bad man. John look like he is a bad man. John look like he actually got that authority, that power that somebody else is claiming to have. That they got the power of all these agencies and stuff like that. That sounds like what John got going on right now, because John is able to be the little puppet master from over here. And you just put the whole world on game. Like I said, the biggest snitch on YouTube. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Poor John. John never stood a chance. John never stood a chance. He done had the people close to him tie him to a whole T organization, huh? I guess that's why they could justify, what just happened. Because you helped them out. Write John and tell John he need to thank you for that. You literally sat there, sitting there with a straight face. And these people are so delusional that they do not see exactly what is happening right now. I cannot be the only person. You know what? Maybe I am, child. I be seeing some strange stuff sometimes, child. I saw a dog had kittens the other day. I be seeing some strange stuff. I be seeing some strange stuff sometimes. How can you create a whole organization or network, a dangerous organization or network, and say that it's under your friend's name? Notice I'm saying friend. How could you go and put that on somebody and then turn around and have the mitigated gall and say that other people are involved in all this stuff happening when you're a one-man army? You are a one-man army. I was at work. Yeah, I told you I'd be watching these movies, and I saw another movie, and it was like they were investigating. Um, I'll be all on Tubi, y'all. They were investigating this homicide that took place, and the person that was being investigated, he wanted to help. He wanted to be oh so helpful in the investigation, and what he was doing was trying to throw the trail off of him, of course, because he was the one that actually did it. But in the meantime, and in the between times, you had a smart detective that understood the assignment. So she went and she listened to everything that the person had to say. She listened to what they had to say and she took notes, everything that she needed to, because she understood from the beginning that he was trying to distract. She understood from the beginning that he was trying to take people off his trail. I mean, he led her in so many different directions. Everybody was guilty. It was Red Herring, it was Chauncey Cavanaugh, it was Scooby Doo, it was Black Panther, it was Roger Rabbit, it was Poison Ivy, it was Darth Vader, it was Hulk Hogan, it was Lex Luthor, it was Superman, it was Robin, it was the Joker, it was it was a cat that was playing in the middle of the road. It was everybody. It was everybody except him. It was everybody. And I mean, he had some good stories to go along with things too, boy. Now, to the untrained eye, it sound believable. It sound believable. But once you put all the buffalo to the side, you saw what was going on. Because anytime you got a situation where everybody else is guilty. You didn't do nothing. You're not acknowledging any of your wrongs. And see, that's what we noticed in that movie. Like everybody else guilty but you. You were there. You know, you got a lot of knowledge of the thing that they said took place, this little homicide that they were talking about. Like you got a lot of knowledge, at least that's what you claim. But your name don't come up nowhere. Nowhere. I mean, not in the subtitle, not in the intro, not in the outro. Name don't come up nowhere. No credits. Like your name don't come up nowhere. You want the producer, the executive producer, the water boy, something. Like your name don't come up nowhere. And everybody else's name come up. Like yeah, I'm just talking about movies. I'm talking about movies. I just, at the end of the day, they finally got the guy. It was a sequel. It had like 9 or 10 episodes to it, and they finally got him. They finally got him. Um, but he had damaged so many lives because he had told so many lies on people, and I mean, just ripped the neighborhood apart because he made everybody a suspect. Child, even there was a little um, autistic boy that was like, I'm talking about a movie, y'all, for real. There was a little autistic boy that was in there. He had even put the stuff off on the autistic boy. Anybody was fair game. And you see a lot of that. That kind of stuff happens for real. Y'all don't mind me. I'm just running my mouth. I'm just gonna rock in this chair, and I'm just running my mouth. But they say you got to try the spirit by the spirit. Hallelujah. I'm gonna ask that anybody that who may be on this live tonight, first of all, before I go any further, um, please hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. If you don't mind, I can't tell y'all what to do. I ain't gonna try to manipulate y'all and try to hijack your thinking. Cause that would be that stinking thinking. But if if you feel where I'm coming from, if it's making any sense to you, if you feel me, just hit the like button. You know, share the love. Um, like I said, just coming from a poor little sister that don't know too much, that like swinging on the back porch. Thank you for hitting that like button. Um, I just ask people to just pay attention, just pay attention. And I would also say again, look and think about the movie that I just told you about, because just like John, I mean, people will always put all these other people out here to try to throw people off their trail, you know. Um, but it's just certain things that are right there in your face that y'all know don't make sense. And nobody really wants to say anything. Nobody wants to call anything out, um, because they don't want to be the target. I've been in that place, not necessarily that I didn't want to be the target. I just didn't want to address foolishness, and didn't want my name to even come up in anything that was dealing with them, actually. But it's just a lot of things. Just stop. Forget about all the other stuff that's going on. The miscellaneous buffale. And like really look at stuff for what it is. Think about people, what people have told you about who they are. Think about their actions and what they have actually done. When certain things are getting ready to take place, what do you see? When things are taking place, take note of people that disappear. They do a whole abracadabra, poof, they gone. Like pay pay attention, pay attention, pay attention. There is no reason why people who support John, there's no reason why their support should be greater than somebody that is close to them. That's supposed to be more of a familial type. There's no reason that people that don't even know John like that, there's no reason for these people to be fighting harder and standing up for this person more than somebody that's supposed to have a familial relationship with John. There's no reason for these people to go and be putting out money, paying to go places and do all this extra stuff. And you talking about other people not putting out money. Like you not putting out nothing. You collecting. Been doing that for a long time. See, I remember when it started out as buying a couple cups of coffee for you. You've been doing that for a long time. But what reason would anybody have to take the people that are going out and doing this stuff and you're coming after them if you have these familial ties with John? Why are you coming after these people that are standing up, and trying to fight the good fight, and actually trying to put a good word out here? Like, why aren't you a part of that? Why? And another moment of epiphany. that just happened to cross my mind. You know, me being all slow and all, that, hey, I'm going to be slow today. Take note, understand the assignment. Folks that come out and try to intimidate people and lie on people and try to keep stuff started and do all this extra miscellaneous stuff, these tend to be the people that want a lead role. They want to be the face. If you don't have somebody, like if other people are out here and they're not trying to be the face, those are the ones that are being targeted. But the people that want to be the face and they want people to follow them, they want to be the leader of all. They want to be the only one. They want to be the one in the know that knows everything. If you know everything, your name would have came up somewhere. I'm just saying. But these people are the ones that are coming after these other folks. Y'all better pay attention. Think about it. Everyone that has come after all these other folks wanted people to follow them. They wanted to be the leader of everybody. And if you don't go and you don't do what they want you to do, that you are nothing to them and they are coming for you with a vengeance. Take note. Everything that has happened, everybody that has come after somebody and just reckless with their mouth and saying all this stuff, think about what I'm saying. These people want to have a lead role. But when it came to the place to where that lead role mattered the most, they were missing in action. They were missing in action. MIA. When it was time, when they had an actual place where they could step up and take the lead, they were MIA. But had no problem with taking your money and whoever else money they could get. Take notes. These are your leaders. These are your leaders. Hey Kendra, how you doing, lady? How you doing? How you doing? These are your leaders. Can't you go out and stand up for somebody without having to go after all these other people? I think you can. People do it in all these other situations. I think you can. You want your name and lights. It's so important that people know who you are, you know. If you know folks that well, if it's that serious, your name should have came up somewhere. Now catch that. If it was that serious, your name should have came up somewhere. Yeah. I'm going to say this one more time for the people that's all the way at the back, like way back there. I mean, like way, way back there. If it was that serious and people were as close as they were claiming, these people that want to be in the spotlight, these people that are coming after all these other people, your name should have came up somewhere other than a YouTube video. Now I'm gonna sprinkle this a little bit more, just a little bit. I'm just gonna sprinkle this a little bit more. If your fight is that serious and you really about your business, about standing for your folks, then most certainly you will not be afraid or ashamed of showing your face, because you would want people to know that you're fighting for your people. You would want people to know, this is what I stand for. You would want people to know, oh, I feel like this happened and that happened. You would want people to know, because to be sure, nobody can sit there and the news people can't do a interview with just a picture. Like they want to see somebody in person. Like so I understand that there's a method to the madness, and it's a bunch of BS behind it. It's a bunch of BS behind it. Been quiet the whole time. What I tell y'all, mind your business. I mind my business. But when you start bringing me into stuff, then you make it my business. And one thing I'm not going to allow you to do is to lie on me. And when it comes necessary for me to start putting stuff out on the table and laying stuff out, and even not even calling you out all the way, but opening up people's eyes to some of the mess that they may have been overlooking or might have seen and just didn't want to say anything, here I am. The voice of reason. And my reasoning says that when people come out here and you making all this noise and you doing all this barking, and I need to make this clear, I don't know about y'all, I ain't never been afraid of somebody that's just on the picture. You're doing all this barking and you want people to follow you and flock to you and run behind you. Y'all, that is foolishness. I'm not knocking anybody. If you never want to show your face on your page, that is completely on you. But in this particular situation where you want to have so much power and so much authority over people, I'm not, if you follow the people, I'm sorry, but this is just how I feel. You would be a fool to follow somebody that don't think enough of you to talk to you face to face. Because see, here's the thing. When you talk to people face to face and you get to see their face, even if you got a compulsive liar, and Lord knows we've seen a lot of them, even if you got a compulsive liar, there are certain things that you can see in a person's face. There are certain things that you can see in a person's face. You can see in their eyes. You can see in their facial structure. You can see in their mannerisms. And by people taking that away from you when they want to be your leader, then you know that you are being manipulated from the beginning. All you have is the voice on the other end of the phone. That's all you have. And that could be anybody. The same way when I come on here and y'all be like, oh shoot, Doc's serious. I want you to see my face. I want you to feel whatever I'm trying to relate to you. I want you to know that I'm not trying to blow smoke up your behind. But I be darned if I'm going to follow behind somebody. If I'm going to follow behind somebody and have you telling me what to do, and you don't respect me enough to even to let me see who I'm following. I ain't talking about a picture. No, let me see who I'm following. Talk to me. That's like you having all these blind dates. You in a relationship with this guy. Y'all been in a relationship for 3 years. 3 years. And all he is a voice on the phone. Y'all, all he is a voice on the phone. You never seen him. Y'all never been on a date. He been making promises to you forever. He done told you he loves you. He wants you to have his kids. He wants you to do all this stuff. But it's never going to happen because you can't see him. What y'all going to have, an immaculate conception? Because that's the only way a baby coming. Because you can't see him. some of the most treacherous people out here are the ones that won't show their face. And they're doing that because they feel like they can hide behind it. But I'm telling you, when you're doing that kind of stuff, especially when you're doing stuff that is not right, stuff that is illegal, don't think that these people don't know who you are when they need to set you straight. It don't matter if you go and try to get 10 different IP addresses. It don't matter what you go and try to change. You can have 6 phones. It does not matter. But again, why would you fool up with somebody? And I'm going to say this again. You got a lot of content creators from a whole lot of channels that never show their face. That's their thing. But they may just be putting out information. They're not literally trying to get people to follow them. What you have over here is people that are literally trying to get people to follow them. They want a following, not just regular subscribers on the channel. They want a following. They want a following. I don't mean any harm, but please, I don't do the names in the chat, and I don't want anybody to think I'm talking about them, so please don't do that. Please don't do that. But like, even with that, like, I don't consider her to have people that, like, her trying to get people to follow her, like, oh yes, master. Like, that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about, like people wanting you to follow them. Thank you for respecting that. Do y'all see what I'm saying? Yes, sir, master. You are right in everything that you say, master. Like, that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about, and that's what you're seeing. And that's why people can keep putting all this stuff out here and people believe it, even though they see that it's not real. You got them so messed up. You have hijacked their common sense. You have hijacked their thinking that they don't know which way is up or down. Because you done fed so much BS to them, they don't know what to believe. These are not people to follow. That's all I'm saying. If these people, oh my goodness, if they got, oh Lord, if you got people walking and marching and doing all this stuff, if they can't get their tails out there and march with you, why are you fooling with them? Why are you fooling with them? I'm gonna get, oh Lord have mercy. They telling all of y'all to send something and y'all never seen them send $1. What's wrong with that picture? That's why you'll never hear me asking somebody to send somebody something over here and something over there and something over there, unless it's something that I'm doing for a subscriber on my channel that is in need. Other than that, absolutely, positively not. Not. How can you allow somebody to lead you and tell you to go and give to them and do this stuff right here, and you have nothing? There's nothing showing you that they ever did what they asking you to do. See, one thing a leader does, a leader never asks his followers to do something that they're not willing to do. Let me repeat that, because I teach leadership. A leader never asks its followers or the people that they are leading to do something that they are not willing to do. That means if you want your followers to get in the mud, then darn it, you better get down on your knees and get your darn pants, legs, and your feet and your ankles dirty too. If you want me to do it, let me see that you'll do it. Is nobody looking at, I mean, like, seriously. That's why I'm just sitting back and watching. Oh, I need you to do this for my such and such and do that for my son. Okay, when you gonna do it? Lead by example. And as a matter of fact, since you actually have some familiar ties, you should be doing more than everybody. Huh? Say what? What you say, Cricket? You say you agree? Okay. Yeah, you should be doing more than everybody. That's all I'm saying. We got to stop walking around with blinders on. We got to stop walking around with blinders on. These people cannot do anything to you. If you haven't gone out here and you have not broken the law, then don't listen to anything that these people say about this going to happen to you and that going to happen to you, because they do not have the power to do it. And should you find out that they have ties with somebody that is using the government's resources to participate in some bull, then you for darn sure better report them. You better report them. That's the one thing that you need to be snitching on. If they are using those resources as a taxpayer, also your resources, if they are using those resources to participate in some buffoonery, if they are using those resources to abuse their power and to abuse their authority, you better report them. That's it. If you about justice, that's what justice is about. Doing the right darn thing. Being fair and being just. And if you don't like to see one person get railroaded, and you see that somebody else is getting railroaded because somebody is lying on them, okay, no. And if you see somebody that's supposed to be protecting and serving and doing, no, those things need to be reported. Snitch away. I mean, snitch like you have never snitched before. Have a snitch party. Where I'm from, they call it a paperwork party. Go have a paperwork party. I mean, just go and have a paperwork party and let the people know everything you got. If they are abusing those resources behind some foolishness, you go and have a paperwork party. Have at it. Send them everything you got. Yeah. I will, Kendra. That. Come on, Daz. You know ain't no such thing as halfway crooks. Ain't no such thing as halfway crooks. If you a crook, you a crook. And if you helping somebody with this foolishness that you know like don't amount to a hill of beans, if you helping somebody, that makes you a crook. You a crook by association. I oh my goodness. Listen. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna end up taking some slack. People probably don't like me right now. I'm not gonna say I'm sorry. I stand for what's right. I stand for what's right. This kind of stuff is why people don't trust law enforcement right now, because you got people like this that's sitting up here acting like you got people doing all these dirty moves and playing all these games for them. No, no. And this one right here, you can call me what you want to call me. If you got that blue line and I see that you ain't doing what you're supposed to be doing, I'm going to tell you to your face I'm snitching. I'm going to snitch with you standing right there so there is no confusion about who said it. Stand right there. Let me do something real quick. Hello? Yeah. Yeah, I got this one right here that don't know how to act. I'm going to do it. You ain't going to have to worry about where it came from. You are not going to have to worry about where it came from. Because I, for one, have seen people get done wrong. And I've seen people that had, like, whatever they had it coming to them. But they still deserve justice. But we are not judge and jury. We cannot go and try to play God and help people do stuff when we know it's not right. And not only are you wasting resources, you wasting the government's time when they could be dealing with some real stuff. We got people shooting up schools and stuff all over the place, and we sitting up here playing these childish games. Don't nobody have time for that. While they could be sitting up here looking at some list to try to catch somebody else or intercede in another situation, here you go with some foolishness, talking about somebody got some kind of organization that you claiming your family is the lead of. That's supposed to be your family. You saying your family is leading a terrorist organization. The T word. You saying that your family is leading it. Really? And then when somebody else come out and that ends up in his paperwork, now you gonna come here, oh, they did them wrong. They tried to railroad them. They did this and you did it. You did it. So I want to make sure that as things progress or whatever happen, people need to understand what they are really dealing with. All this hopping over here and hopping over there and saying this thing in front of this group of people, then you get in front of this group of people and you're saying this BS. This is BS. This is BS. This is BS. Boy, look at here. And one of the places that you're going to, listen here. Bro, if you in here listening, you better leave that man alone. I don't care how much he come over there trying to befriend y'all. If you think that joker, ooh boy, look at here. If he find a way to try to get you back, you better leave that joker alone. Anytime he come to you with anything, I would tell that joker to exit stage left. He would not be, you better leave that joker alone. You better leave that joker alone. He talking about people being hot. Boy, you are on fire. Don't you ever come out your mouth and call nobody else hot. You are on fire. I mean, fire. I mean, yeah. I can't just, this is too much. It's too much. I'm still gonna sit here. Right. That's what I'm saying. Do y'all think that there was any mistake how, oh my gosh, see, I can't say what I want to say. How this stuff was worded when it came to the person that got picked up and just got let out. And they had already put, like they said, that there is a group. Well, he just gave him a name. They the T group. Y'all fill in the blank. He gave him a name. Whole subculture right there. Whole subculture. Only difference is, here's the thing, you got a group within a group. There's like microsystems. Because he's representing a group as well. He leaving that part out. He's representing a group as well. Lord have mercy. This is too much. This is why I stay away. This is exactly why right here. This is exactly why, because it's too much stuff going on and it's too much. Yeah. It's too much. It's too much. And the minute that things get hot, people go and start pointing the finger at everybody else. And I'm still sitting here to this day on July the 11th. I'm still waiting to see how you feel about this sentence that was imposed. I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting. How do you really feel? How does it make you feel on the inside? How's your family been affected by this? How does your family feel about this whole ordeal? Inquiring minds want to know. And I mean, maybe that's the psychology in me to be wanting to know how people feel, and I don't know. But I want to know. How is it affecting you? Because you don't seem affected at all to me. All of the folks that want to be leaders, I see very few that seem to be affected. It's like nothing happened. Just another day, you know. Ugh. I'm gonna say this, and I hope it doesn't offend anybody, because I told y'all I go and I'm in the bushes on a lot of people's channels. I just don't say anything. Exactly, Demetra. Do you see that? Do you see that? Going out showing pictures, smiling and everything. I did know, you know what? I'm not gonna point that out. It looked like something happened. I don't know. You know what? Let me just leave that alone. Yeah, I was watching something this morning, and I saw someone apologizing to, at this point, I'm going to say victims, because that part of the case is over. I saw someone apologizing to one of the victims' parents on behalf of somebody else. That said a lot to me. No, LaBelle, I'm not upset. I'm not upset. I'm not upset. That said a lot to me. Now, I'm pretty sure for that family, that was very much appreciated. But was that some sort of acknowledgement? I, I'm, I was quite surprised. I mean, literally apologize to someone who sounds like their name sounds like they could be related to me. They're not related to me. Let me make that clear. But someone who sounds like they could be related to me, apologized on behalf of their family. Noble gesture, definitely a noble gesture. But I just want to know, was that some acknowledgement? Because it seemed like some acknowledgement to me. Hello. I'm sitting up here like, I don't see you apologizing to nobody else like that. and then have the nerve to say I'm very respectful of women, and you never hear me call women out their names and call them this and call them that. The devil is a liar. The devil is a liar, and the truth ain't in them. But I'm gonna tell you what I heard, and I just heard it this morning. I think it was from yesterday. It might have been from yesterday, but I heard it this morning, and I heard you apologizing to that young lady's parents, one of the parents, on behalf of your cousin. I heard that with my own ears. I ain't talking behind nobody. Like I said, I was a little taken aback. I was like, "Ooh, what you just say? Huh? Let me mind my business." Ooh, ooh, ooh. He told you to do that? Okay, okay. Well, maybe that'll give them some type of peace and some type of resolve, you know, by you coming and apologizing. I'm pretty sure if you know, that it would be better if it came from him. Um, you know, if there's some acknowledgement that something actually happened that warranted an apology, it'd probably be better coming from him. But since you felt the need to do it yourself, I just want to know what you were actually acknowledging, because an apology has to come with some sort of acknowledgement. So, what exactly were you apologizing for? And then, as this person being close to you and y'all having a familiar relationship, should you even be having any type of communication with someone that is supposed to be a victim? Because these other people are just supporters, right? Your family. Should you, and I mean, you deep involved, you waist deep. Should you be having any communication with them? What if they took that as you trying to intimidate, or that there was a, you know, some type of subliminal threat there, an implied threat? What if they just happen to take it that way? I'm just asking. Because I'm saying, if they were as bad as you were alleging from the beginning, then surely you would be a little careful um, about approaching them, and probably wouldn't even approach them at all, to ensure that your words didn't get misconstrued. Because it's not a good look. Hmm. But don't mind me, because I'm just a little old blogger that don't know anything. And I'm just sitting on my back porch, just a rocking. You wanted my attention. I'm looking. I'm looking. And stuff coming like I ain't got no business seeing. But I mean, and you know what? I need to put my truck. It tickles me. Because I'm looking. Like I said, I don't go into the chat. I don't want to be a distraction. But I'm sitting over here. Number one, I'm laughing because the people in the chat like, oh, here he go. And I hear this eagle go. Here he go. And just come on and just, you know, some people just have that takeover spirit. They just want to take over stuff. um just come on and like start trying to take over stuff. And it's so far away from what the actual topic is. And the people that are running, whatever channel it is, they're trying to be nice. They're still trying to be respectful. They're still trying to be respectful. You know what I'm saying? And okay. Well, we thank you for coming on. And still going. Well, we thank you. Okay. And you still going on with this like irrelevant stuff. And it's like, child, I don't know. I, d- I don't know. I just saw that this morning. It caught me, and I was like, "Am I dreaming? Am I dreaming?" I don't even know how I ran across that, but it popped up. It popped up. It was the first thing that was on my timeline this morning. I said, "Well, let me see. Let me see." No, the thing might have been from today, um, but it popped up. It was like some morning, like a morning show or something like that, and I'm like, "Oh yeah." And I think one of the things that baffles me with that too is, and I mean respect. Everybody is due respect, um, unless you don't earn it, and you already know how that go. Um, but why it seem like there's more respect when you go on certain channels than it is for the people who are fighting for your alleged family members? Like, and y'all know I don't do the size. I'm just sitting here looking, but I noticed that there's a bit more respect over there. Maybe it's because they curse you out. I don't know, but it seems to be a bit more respect over here than it is over here. Like, you go after these folks over here. You trying to get out of them locked up. But then over here, you yes ma'am and no ma'am and apologizing to people. I ain't never seen you apologize to nobody over here, even when you know you was dead wrong. I ain't seen you apologizing to nobody over here. I'm just sitting here and but I saw the apology. I saw the apology. And again, y'all know I am about righting wrongs. And I'm saying if there is an apology that was needed, then hey, it is what it is. But I'm just like, were you delegated to apologize for them, to them, for him? Like, did he say, did he tell you to say what he was apologizing for? Because when you do a public apology, it's nice for people to know like what you're apologizing for, not like I apologize if you're upset. No, that's not an apology. Like, if you apologize, let people know what you're apologizing for. If my cousin hurt you or your family in any kind of way, well, they already said that that's what he did. So, is that what you're acknowledging, that he hurt them? That, are you acknowledging that he hurt their family? No. I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out what's going on because, you know, just as a coach, this is a whole case study for me now, and I'm just looking and I'm trying to figure some things out. Um, you know, and I'm trying to find out who the real hijacker is. Because after today, I have drawn some conclusions. Um, and this is it was interesting. It was interesting. But I'm gonna have to wrap this up. I'm just saying I have taken notes that you have had other people that were willing to get in front of cameras. You've had people that wanted to get in front of news crews and all this stuff. And, we have some people, again, these people that want to be everybody leaders, we have some people that are extremely articulate. They definitely know how to articulate in front of a camera. And why they wouldn't get in front of a camera to speak up and speak out just has me a bit flabbergasted. You speaking to these couple of people on YouTube when you can go and speak to a nation and defend your people, and you don't want to take all the $1 million words and go and get in front of a real camera. Has anybody thought about that? You can go and visit all these places on YouTube to let a couple hundred, maybe a couple thousand see you. Why wouldn't you take your articulate self in front of a real camera and go speak on behalf of your people? You taking money on behalf of your people, so why don't you speak for them? You might as well get paid for your services. Why you not speaking up? I Because I've seen a couple people that support. I've seen them. I've been watching the news. I saw them get up and say some stuff. But um, I haven't heard anything from like the person that was collecting money for coffee when I first came on here. And was saying if this stuff ever first, it was not ever going to get to this point. But if it did get to the point, you're going to say this and you're going to do that. I have not seen any of that. Sandbagging like a mug. Sandbagging like a mug. I have not seen it. I absolutely have not. I have not seen it. So I'm just saying, and with certain platforms, if you have over 15,000 people, I mean that's a pretty big group. So why wouldn't you spend your time and put more energy into getting that message across on your platform since you have so many people versus going to all these smaller platforms where all the same people are listening and everybody heard what you had to say. But you got 15 and you don't speak to them. Am I missing something? You have 15 and you go to a platform that has maybe 1,000, and that's where you choose to speak at when you have 15,000 over here. Did I not get the memo? I mean, am I missing something? Because I know I told y'all I might be a little slow. Just swinging on the back porch, you know. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe I'm missing something. Because nobody's asking those questions. Nobody's asking why. If you have 15,000 people over there, why aren't you bringing all these people over on your platform and letting them speak? Not just having people so you can have some more numbers and have some more people to give you some money. Why aren't you bringing all these people over here and letting them speak so people could see that there were some real, some supporters and all that kind of. Why didn't you do that? Why didn't you get some of your family? Why have you never brought some of your family on your platform to speak about whatever injustices you guys think have taken place? Why is nobody asking these questions? Kendra, I saw it. I heard it. That's what it sounded like to me. That I promise you, that's what it sounded like to me. I said, huh? I need somebody to answer these questions. Where is the rest of the family? Like, where are the people that you know from your area and from these other areas? Why didn't you bring these people out on your platform of 15,000 plus? Y'all not even the other, like nothing else in, like right here on this platform, when you got over 15,000 that you can reach. And that 15,000 could easily become 20,000. It could easily become 30,000. You have all these people at your reach. Why aren't you using your own platform? You're going on all these other people platforms, 1,000, 1.3 thousand, 2,000. You got over 15,000 subscribers. Yet you are not utilizing your platform to speak up for your family. Even right now, the platform is not being used to speak up for your family. Your platform is being used to try to incriminate other folks and incriminate your family, allegedly. You using your platform to incriminate your family. Ain't nobody seeing that. How come nobody has come like to talk about how they felt about this final, like what the judge put down? Like nobody has anything to say about that. Korea, I'm just gonna say Rogers. Rogers. That's why I said the name sounds like mine, but we are not related. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't want to get mixed up and all that, but if you look on um, YouTube, I want to say it was Atmos, and I hope you don't mind me calling his name out. Um, no disrespect, because I don't disrespect anybody's channel or whatever, but yeah, yeah, yeah. And he apologized on behalf of his cousin. I'm pretty sure that was this morning. And again, it was a noble thing. But are you admitting that there was something that he needed to apologize for? Because that's what was said today. That's what I'm saying. What are you putting out there? Like, okay, you apologizing for. If I heard what you said, I heard what you said. It was thought wrenching. It was heart wrenching. It was, I felt it to my core. And on behalf of my cousin, if he did anything to hurt you and hurt your child and the rest of your family, I am deeply sorry. I apologize. Somebody that saw it, let me know. I might have that wrong with the way I'm saying it now. That may not be verbatim, but he was deeply and he sincerely apologizes on behalf of his cousin. So I'm just sitting here. I'm waiting to hear the rest. What you apologizing for, bro? What you saying your cousin did that you need to apologize for? Are you saying that whatever they said in there, because I don't know what they said, are you saying that whatever they said in there was true? Are you saying that whatever was said, whatever went on with this, are you saying that that was true? I think that was her mom that was in there. If I'm not mistaken, that was her mom. That that's all I'm saying. Like, we can ignore stuff, and that's what I was saying the last time. Like, you were bragging about what you did to somebody, then you turn back around and then you try to say that somebody else did. And I'm like, are y'all didn't see, like, in the same sentence he switched his thing around? I sat there and watched, and I had seen him pop on some other times, and I'm just sitting up there like, what are you even hit? Like, what is your point? What is your point? But this one today, um, I saw that Atmos acknowledged her in the chat. Um, and that's something that he usually does. He acknowledges people in the chat. And then he turned and he acknowledged her in the chat, and then he apologized to her on behalf of his cousin. And that's what I'm saying. Why are you even communicating with them? What made you think that was okay? What made you think it was okay? What if they felt like you were coming at them a particular way and they go and report it? And they would have every right to. That's their prerogative. So what made you think that was okay? Somebody tell me something. I mean, I may be going crazy. Maybe these crickets getting to me. Tell me something. If I'm tripping, let me know. What makes? I mean, if you did something to me, or if I'm alleging that you did something to me, don't say nothing to me. Let me take that back. Don't send a spokesperson to say nothing to me. If I'm saying that you did something to me, if that apology is not it's not coming from you, I don't want to hear it. So don't come giving me some half-tail apology when you claim that I was telling a lie from the beginning. So what were you apologizing for? Because they lied, remember? So what were you apologizing for? Mm-mm. Mm-mm. This is on Atmos channel, Atmos Love. I want to say it was his morning show this morning. So if y'all want to go and look and show his page some love, child, have at it. It was on Atmos channel. Um, he was talking about a lot of stuff. Like I said, it was on my timeline this morning. I think that was the one from this morning. Yeah, I think it was this morning. I saw it this morning, but I'm pretty sure it was this morning. Um, so I doubt that's coming down. I doubt very seriously that's coming down. But I honestly, I didn't know, I didn't realize that that's who that was. I saw the name, and I think I've seen the dad's name in there before, but I didn't realize who it was until Admits acknowledged her. But then dude came back and did the apology for his family on behalf of his cousin. I was like, oh, 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 huh. That was my that was my response. I was like, oh. Atmos was like, okay, okay, moving right along. I ain't getting into that. Moving right along. So yeah, so that was interesting. It was very interesting, and I wouldn't blame that on alcohol because it was too early in the morning. Now he did sound like he had just woke up or something, but it was too early in the morning for that to be the alcohol, child. It was too early. So that sound like it might have came from the heart. It might have came from the heart. Um, and again, if it did, that's a noble thing. That is a noble thing. If you think or that that the people that are related to you, um, if you think or that they did something wrong to this young lady and her family, then hey, so that's why I say, were you admitting to something today? But I will also say that that's not the first time that I've heard something like that. So, Karib, he was in his right mind. He was in his right mind. I've been doing uh, drug abuse treatment, substance abuse treatment for a long time, and he was in his right mind this morning. He was definitely in his right mind. He came on with the pleasantries with everyone. And like I said, even came on talking about how he doesn't disrespect women. And he did his thing with, talking about the guys and how they were going down. Um, he did what his usual. Um, and, he saw the mom in the chat once the host addressed her, and he put his 2 cents in. And honestly, he didn't have to say anything to her. He chose to say something. It wasn't like she addressed him. Um, she didn't address him. He addressed her. So, and that's all I'm saying. And again, I'm gonna say this again. If he felt the need to apologize, if he think or if he knows something that other folks don't know, and he felt the need to apologize, then that was a noble gesture. You see what I'm saying? But if you're doing it publicly and you said that you felt what these people said when they were in this room and whatever, what are you apologizing for? Like, what specifically are you apologizing for? Hurting them how? See, that wordplay is a beast. That wordplay is a beast. But they say you can fool some of the people some of the time. But you can't fool all the people all of the time. And that was interesting. That was interesting. Sure enough. Sure enough. Sure enough. It was still some people in the chat that won't buy what he was selling, but sure enough. Sure enough. Sure enough. So um that was that was, to me, that was just further confirmation um, on some things. And the thing is, Kareem, you don't want him to defend it because there's going to be some more lies behind it, and it's going to be more pointing the fingers at other people. And at the end of the day, you felt the need to apologize, so there's no explanation for it. You see what I'm saying? Clearly, he felt that there was a need to apologize to that family, and that's what he did. That's what he did. That's exactly, that's what he did. And that's what I'm saying. If there was a reason that he felt that he needed to, then what he did was noble. It would have been even better if he told the family how he felt that they had been hurt or whatever. He could have elaborated on some of the stuff that they said, acknowledged some of the stuff that they said. Basically, how I took it is that he acknowledged everything, he accepted everything that they said, and that's what he was apologizing for on behalf of his cousin. Yeah. So, again, I say, if you feel the need that you got to go and apologize to these people on behalf of your cousin, and you feel like your cousin was railroaded and that he shouldn't be where he's at, then why are you trying to railroad other people to get them locked up? Is it because you feel like he got railroaded? You feel like everybody needs to be railroaded? Like what is behind all that? And even more, is that the reason why you're trying to link your alleged people to some kind of terrorist network because you feel that your cousin was wrong? So you're trying to make sure that he pays for what you think he did? Inquiring minds want to know. I mean, no, I don't really want to know. I guess people want to know. I could care less what you think about it because I know what I see. But it seems like you're trying to make up for something. Because, see, that's what I was peeping when you were over on these other channels talking. I feel like I remember when you first came out, or at least when I first started watching, that you would allude to some things. Yeah. And so when I started seeing you going in other places and I would see the conversations that were being held and I guess so called debates or whatever, and I listened because I love to debate. I was on a debate team in school. So when I'm listening and I'm like, yeah, you didn't try to do a rebuttal on that at all. You actually just agreed with what was said, but go off. And a lot of things came across. I guess people overlooked it because of the wordplay, the words that were being used, so that people didn't really understand what was going on. Or to be honest with you, usually there was some BS story instead of answering the question, or whenever somebody confronted him with something that they felt like his family member did, he would go with the story. Oh, I remember years ago when we were at the club and this young lady came up. And even some of the stories that were told, it sounded like he was telling some stuff on his alleged cousin. Like, he said some stuff that had me turn my head, and I said, "Did you just say what I think you just said?" And I'm sitting here and y'all, if you have a dog, you know how when a dog is listening, that head start turning, those ears perk up. I said, huh? Well, tell me more. And I just listened. Yeah, I listened. And that's why I never got into the beefs and the back and forth with this side and that side and all this stuff because I was listening all the way around. And I realized that there was a reason why, like, they didn't mind talking to you and having these discussions and stuff because you were actually giving out information. If I heard it, I know for darn sure they heard it because some of them called you out on it. Or whenever y'all would have the next debate or the next discussion, they would take your words and throw them back up at you. And you get that convenient amnesia, or you'll come up with another story to explain the story that you told the last time, which was a story for something else that you had said before. I remember. I remember. I absolutely remember. So in my mind, especially coming in not knowing who was who with what and whatever, I'm like, well, what's the need for these sides? Like for everybody to be beefing because of his alleged family member, that family, if he can get along with everybody, then why can't everybody just get along? Do y'all see what I'm saying? If he can get along with it, then why can't everybody else just get along? If it's okay for him, because I had even noticed that people would call other people out, well, you were over on such and such channel, you were over there with them. Well, you ain't say nothing about him being over there. And I remember calling him out about that one time, and I think the saying was, he knows how to talk to them. It's different. He knows how to talk to them better than others. He's intellectual. He knows what to say to them. And I'm sitting up here like, Negro, you just got played. You so intelligent. Forgive me. But you just got played. You just got played. You sitting up here, love to hear yourself talk. And you don't realize that they just play like they really, really sitting up and they got you to say some stuff and you don't even, I ain't gonna say they had him to say it. He said it on his own. And he don't even realize what he said. He didn't even realize what he said. And if they were up on the screen, I would sit there and I watch the host's face sometime like, dang. I watch his eyes. And I'd be like, this man don't even realize what he just said, dude. So this is what I propose. This is what I propose. If you're not gonna put yourself on blast, if you're not gonna go after yourself for this stuff that you're doing, then stop trying to go after everybody else. You have threatened people. You continue to threaten people. You have some other stuff going on that's bigger than you putting your little idle threats on his YouTube channel. So why don't you just leave people alone? Let people talk to who they want to talk to. If they want to collect money for whatever, let them collect money the same way that you collect the money. That's all I'm saying. Because in all honesty, if you wouldn't have came on here saying that was your cousin, you wouldn't have got what you got. Only difference is these other people got something and they never said that this man was related to them. So I mean, if it's fair game for you to be able to make money off of them, then I guess it should be fair game for anybody else to make money off of them too, right? That's all I'm saying. Whoever want a piece of the pie, let them all get a piece of the pie. All of them. But I'm hoping that people paying attention. I'm hoping that they are watching. I hope that they really see what's going on. You always going to have people that want to go along with the theatrics. They love it. They absolutely love it. Y'all got to forgive me. I got to plug up my phone. They love the theatrics of it all. So they probably won't say anything to you. You know, they want you to continue on. For some people, they don't even watch TV anymore. It's YouTube 24/7, 365, all YouTube, because they get all the entertainment that they want for free. For some of them, all they got to do is invest in premium so they can get it commercial free, ad free. Um, but yeah, yeah. Now again, if whatever in this video does not apply to you, then let it fly. If it doesn't apply, let it fly. I'm not trying to come after anybody behind anything that I said or that I'm not doing that. I'm not I'm not gonna go back and forth with anybody about anything that was said on my video. If it doesn't pertain to you, then it doesn't pertain to you. If it does pertain to you and you feel the need to, do whatever, you know, I guess you do whatever you feel you need to do. Child. So that was my spiel for tonight. Y'all gotta excuse me trying to hold this thing in my hand now. Had to take it off my tripod. Um, I just encourage people before I end this first. Let me go ahead and say this. If you have not hit that like button, please hit that like button for me. If you don't mind. If you don't mind. Let me wipe some of this grease off my face before we have another conversation. Uh. Um, but in the midst of all that, can I just tell y'all something? Did I tell y'all black don't crack? But I tell you. But yeah. Um, Thank you, Karib. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope you guys got something out of this. If this message touches your soul and you felt condemned, um, do the right thing. That's it. Do the right thing. Not because you have to, but because it's the right thing to do. Do the right thing. That's it. That's all. Just do the right thing. Do the right thing. You know? And let people live. Whatever people have going on, whatever they want to say on their channel, whatever they like, let them do what they do. They're not bothering you, so why are you bothering them? Let them do what they do. Period. The people that I've seen folks coming after, I haven't seen them come. Like, you have no reason. And I hear a lot of people saying, I don't come after people unless they come after me. That's a lie. Everybody that I've heard said that was a lie. Because I've seen them coming after people that didn't say nothing to them. It was a lie. Now, we do know that we have this First Amendment right. Absolutely. But we also recognize that that First Amendment right only goes so far. You do not have the right to go and lie on people. You do not have the right to go and defame people and defame their character if what you're saying is not true. You can have your opinion, but when you put information out there and put it out there as if it is true, You better make sure you got some stuff to back it up. You got that? Make sure you got some stuff to back it up. Whatever people say or do on their channel, we all have come on YouTube. Um, People come on here for different reasons. Whatever that reason is, nobody has any say so in how business is conducted. So if you don't want anybody saying anything about how you conduct business on your channel, then it will behoove you to leave other people's names out of your mouth and let them do things however they choose to do it. Like that's it. Like nobody owes you or anybody else an explanation about why they say or do whatever they do on their channel, just like you don't feel like you owe anybody an explanation. And you've done a lot of things that were questionable to this day. Yeah, to this day. So I just feel like personally, again, I'm nobody but a little slow blogger here, just swinging in my chair. Um, I say we keep the same energy for all channels. Keep the same energy and let people do what they do. You know, people put a lot of time, people put a lot of energy, people put a lot of effort um, into building up their channels and doing whatever they want to do on their channels. Let them do what they want to do. You may choose not to do anything with your 15,000 subscribers, or you could possibly be getting some serious messages across. You may choose not to do anything with that. But for the people that choose to actually take the time and try to communicate with their subscribers and their community and the people that um, take the time to subscribe to them, you may choose not to do that. But for the people that take the time and care enough about their subscribers and whatever, they take the time to try to mix and mingle with them and interact, then let them do what they do. You have nothing to do with that. And nobody needs your permission for that. And just because people don't fool with you does not mean that they are part of some terrorist network. You are the one that are acting like you some type of leader of some type of network. So I'm asking, what's good? What you really trying to say? What message are you really trying to get out to these folks? Career, that life shaming stuff. Um, I don't even get into that stuff because at the end of the day, um, none of us, not one of us, is perfect. We all have something that we wish we could change, that we wish was different. We might want to be smaller. We might want to be bigger. You might want your hair longer. You might want it shorter. Like it's so much stuff that people have going on, and we could have what other people may see as a perfect life, but nobody has a perfect life, and we all have stuff that we wish that we could change or that we would want to work on. And at the end of the day, nothing that we have is permanent. Like that's one thing I hope that people remember. Nothing that we have is permanent, and just as easy as we have it, it could be taken away. It could definitely be taken away, or we could be taken away. So, um, like doing all that extra stuff, especially from somebody that started at the bottom and not ashamed of it, because I want people to know, and I still ain't where where I could be. So I just applaud people for what they've done and for where they are right now. Like, but that's just me. I wish everybody, like, there's something good about everybody. I wish I wish we could all see that and appreciate people for what they are and what they have going on, and keep it pushing. Keep it pushing. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, we could all sit here and find something wrong with somebody. You see, they done called out my greasy face. So we can all find something wrong with somebody. And I own it. I own it, child. Because you ain't going to never hear me sitting here talking about this girl right here don't have oily skin. So, I mean, it is what it is. So I say, just we just leave that part alone, and let people do what they do. And, if they're not messing with you, don't mess with them. And even if, your art, like, at some point, it got to come to an end. At some point, it got to stop. Like, it's not even about being a bigger person. At some point, you just got to get tired. You got like, look, I ain't, whatever. Whatever you say is true. Like, that's my thing. Whatever you say is true. Oh, I'm dumb. Okay, that's true. I'm just going to roll with it. Because you know better than I know. You know better than I know. So I'm saying, okay. Oh, I'm ugly. Okay, cool. Okay. Spiritual gangster. Exactly. Exactly. That's what I want people to start thinking. Dad's that oldest skin. I'm telling you, that's going to keep your skin forever young. You hear what I'm telling you? That's going to keep that skin forever young. Forever young. So that's my thing for tonight. I hope you guys got something out of this. I stayed away for a little while because, like I said, we had a new addition to the family. My baby brother just had his first child. And we have our Nyla that is here now. So y'all please go to my community page and show Nyla some love with her pretty self. And that's what I'm saying. We got so much other stuff going on. We got so much other stuff going on. We got so much stuff to be thankful for and all that stuff. And to spend so much time being negative and just evil. I mean, evil. You better say it, Daz. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Look here. I don't have to be the cutest person in the world, but I'm going to wear this 40 something. Okay? You better know it. I'm going to wear this 40 something till I can't wear it no more. Okay? I'm going to wear it till I can't wear it no more. Okay? And as long as the Lord bless me to be able to come and sit up here and not have to put nothing on my face, Jesus be offense. Hallelujah. Because the struggle is real. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Y'all, she is precious. I tell you, she is precious. But it took her 3 days to get here, or 2.5. Um, Thank you, Demetria. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But you guys, y'all enjoy the rest of your night. I'm going to take my butt in this house. Um, y'all, I'm still working on my porch, but I'll give y'all a quick preview real quick. So I'm going to do this swoop. All right. So yeah, I'm still working on that. So that's another reason why I haven't been going live too much, because I've been painting and doing trim and caulking and staining, and yeah. So yeah, I got my own situations going on. So you guys have a nice night. Um, Again, y'all, you see people coming with the buffoonery, man, call them out on it. And don't let nobody play you for a fool. Don't let anybody play you for a fool. And anybody that's being threatened, people saying they're going to do this to you, they're going to do that to you, and you know that you didn't do anything wrong, man, don't pay those people any mind. Don't pay them any mind. Okay? None. None. Just go about your business. Go about your business and keep it moving. Because these people do not have the power that they claim that they have, and they are not God. And for the folks walking around pretending to be God, you're going to have to answer for that. Facts. You're going to have to answer for that. Jesus, Joseph and Mary. All right, y'all. If y'all didn't get anything else out of this tonight, I hope you guys remember one thing. Regardless of what is going on, mind your business. Let these folks do what they do. I ain't telling you that you can't have an opinion on that, but yeah, mind your business. Just go on about your business. You hear it, huh? What you say? Say what? And then go on about your business. Go on about your business. I'll see you guys next time. Thank y'all for watching. If you have not hit that like button, please hit that like button. And if you have not subscribed to the channel, or again, if you have unsubscribed because of the buffoonery and the lies that people have put out here in the past, child, get your subscription back. Bump these people. Get your subscription back. All right. Y'all share the video, and I'll see you next time. Bye.